Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Katie York set to get this one started. And we're underway from Philadelphia. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Running this one left. Oh, he trucked that defender. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
2nd and 3 now. Design bootleg here. Flushed out of the... Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on 3rd down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. They send a man in motion. 3rd and long for him here. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Collects this at the 32. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
Set.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Set. Go.
To throw, Herbert. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Set. Ready.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And they're up against it. 4th down coming up. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Brings it in at the 12. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it'll be Giants football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He'll cobble together a yard there. Something he does so well. Nick Bolton making the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. Well, no look on his first look of the game. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back now, pressure on its way. They're on it, that's intercepted. Nick Bolton has it. And the Eagles are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, great team defense here. Somebody hit him in there, caused that pass to float on him a bit, and it gave the linebacker time to race in and make the interception.
And you know what team stands for, right? T-E-A-M. Together, everyone achieves more. It took all of them together. Took that rush to impact the quarterback. It took that linebacker to deliver on the other end, a critical takeaway.
They'll run here on 1st down. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Back-to-back carries here. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7.
Set.
Herbert from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now a 4th down, staring right at him. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that one's gonna get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Now is York to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, headed right. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he's just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Throwing now from the gun. Man there, it's Malik Neighbors. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things. Separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing off the play fake here. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Dropping back to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll throw on 1st. Here's a deep shot towards the end zone. Taking a deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Still sticking with the passing game. He's got a man left. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Giants pull ahead 6-3 in the first. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right, when you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
10.
On the play fake, it's Herbert. That's reeled in by Jayden Reed. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
1 quarter down for these two NFC East teams. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're looking at 2nd and pretty short. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Let's go, let's go. 10.
On 3rd and 1, it's Herbert. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Wow, beautiful punt there. They have them backed up all the way to the 2-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing from his own end zone. Finds a man right side. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now give left side. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this third down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. And this is incomplete. Took the check down for granted. He's lucky that wasn't picked and taken the other way. Fourth down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Taken from the 49. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it'll be their football.
380.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Set. Go.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
380.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Set. Hey, easy. OP. Ready.
Back to the well again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with third down and 6 to go.
Set.
Play action now for Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. That punt ends up a 36-yard kick. And they're going to take over possession. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First and 10, looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From midfield now. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with third down.
An individual player taking over a drive isn't limited to just skilled players on the offense. If a defender gets in a groove like this, he can wreck a drive single-handedly with his pass rush. That is back-to-back sacks for him now. And it sure seems like whatever move he's throwing out there, it's working.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Giants with a likely punt coming up. The Giants are set to punt. It'll be Corey Bajorquez doing the honors. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Fair catch called for and taken just beyond midfield. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, first and 10.
Go. 59. Real hot.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him.
Line.
Eagles hustling everyone back to the line.
It's a loss of 8. Brings
Baylor
up
tight.
18 at the 39.
Trying again following the sack. He's on the move.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day. He's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the first down.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Set.
Man in motion here.
What is it?
On 3rd down, Herbert. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Struggling to center it. Oh, it's loose!
I'm sure, Kate, that the coaches would prefer he not flirt with disaster on the return. There's no additional damage done, however, this time. Fortunate to get the ball back, and everyone could breathe just a little bit easier.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Pass play coming here. Cut out left. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And the Giants will have a 1st down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Pass play on 1st and 10. Looking right, and he finds him. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
He'll throw it yet again. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Sidney Brown makes the play. And the Eagles are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun snap to Herbert. He's got Quentin Johnson complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First down, ball at the 36.
Set. 380. You're out. Go.
Here's Herbert. That's Jonathan Mingo complete. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles take the lead just before halftime. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles push their lead to 3. Now he's York to kick this one away. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Looking to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. From the right hash, 52 yards out. Coming off the edge, and it's blocked! So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
380. Good hot. Ready.
Blown back, it's the handoff. He's going to snag a couple of yards, charging up the gut. Dexter Lawrence on the tackle. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. But you're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Ready. Set.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Set. Ready. Hot.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they make the stop at the 46. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
380. Ready. Hot. Set.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost them 5 yards. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Set. Hey, go lion. Set.
To the air this time, Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
A loss of 9.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive. Because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
Hey, Ray. What is it?
Herbert here, third and long. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Complete out to the right side. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
They've got a man in motion. Here's 2nd and 7. Neighbors with a catch. And that is a big hit right after that catch, so the play limited to maybe just a couple yards.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Third down from the gun. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Looking for Malik Neighbors that time. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. They'll send out the punting unit. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. He's got this at the 27. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Nice 12-yard pickup on the return. And the offense ready to head back out onto the field. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
Set.
Give now to the running back. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys. Not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
Takes out a one stop. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. That's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on third down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Ready.
Herbert from the gun. Oh, he put everything he had into that. He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Philadelphia. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Now he's York to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. 35 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Into the hands of Colt. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
So they'll be set up with a 1st and... They'll try and punch it in. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. He couldn't get anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come. Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, and you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
They're going to look to throw on 3rd and goal. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play. His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. And this is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick, or send it deep.
And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Set.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Now he's past the 25. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Now he's York to kick this one away. He's going to field this at the 2. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. He's going to throw this one. Short pass brought in. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They get 6 and a first down as well. Here's a throw. This is complete to Neighbors. And he's going to be across midfield close to the 45 before going out.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
From the 46, into traffic, complete. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Motioning the tight end now. Still sticking with the passing game. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Big play sets him up pretty here with 1st and goal from the 5. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. He's got it. And that's a New York touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Giants 17.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Set.
Plowing up the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And it is intercepted, but he couldn't stay in bounds. Ooh, offense catches a break there.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Hey, easy. We're going orange. Ready?
He's back to throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
The Eagles are in punt formation. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. He has it at the 22. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be Giants football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They're throwing it. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. Give him 13 on that play. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. That one's complete over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That's 16 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Giants losing by 7. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Throwing now from the gun. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here he is to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference and pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, and they've had a heyday in the backfield.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. Throwing now into the hands of Neighbors. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
He's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Go.
He'll look to throw it. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down. To throw. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. The Giants using their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Here he is to throw. He's got it to his running back. One of their best play calls of this game, Brock. Nets him 17 yards on 4th down and gets them the first.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. A give now from the gun. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Set. Crowd right.
They put a receiver in motion right.
Set.
And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
This is complete to Dawson Knox. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's 1st down. Setting up to pass. Stays. And Willie, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks setting you behind the chains, well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
All right, here we go. Second down.
Set. Baylor Tiger. Baylor Tiger. 5-9, 5-9.
Motioning the tight end left.
Set.
Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left. A good defensive play breaks that one up. So they're left facing third and long.
Set. $59, $59. Hey, ram. Ram.
Now to throw. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Their punter making his way out now. And this is going to put him up to 6 punts today. Ooh, and this is a worm burner. He didn't hit this one well. And it'll be touchdown a little before the 20.
At their own 24-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Trap 60, trap 60. And that 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Big alert, 18 back.
Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Well, Brock, 4 quarters couldn't decide a winner. And now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. So as we go through this coin toss, Brock, I'm sure most of our fans know it, but this is something that can decide the game. If the team who gets it first scores a touchdown, the game is over. But if they only kick a field goal, their opponent gets it with a shot to win or tie. And if we play beyond those 2 possessions, the next score would then win. Gotta block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Set. Set.
Hand off to the back. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Second down now, 7 to go.
Set. Home to trips right.
They go play action. Here's Herbert. Got Mingo. It's complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. that's good for an Eagles first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Set. Ready.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Set.
They bring Johnston in motion. He's still going at the 30. He gets loose down the right side. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles pull in front. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight